The city of Albany is on the verge of one of the biggest political changes in more than a decade. Voters are set to decide starting tomorrow who will likely become the next mayor of Albany.
Primary election day is tomorrow. There are 4 choices Democratic voters have. Steve Kuj is joining us here now to help us understand what sets each candidate apart. Steve, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Mark and Sabrina. You know, these right here, these are the Democratic candidates vying to be the next mayor of Albany. This is who we have to choose from on the ballot. First off, we have Dorcey Applyrs. You have Dan Cerutti over here, Ellis down here, and Dr. Carolyn McLaughlin over here. These are the candidates who you will have to choose from starting tomorrow. There's also some early voting that already happened. A lot of strong points about each of these we could talk about, but first we wanted to know the top 3 things on each of their list, if elected, that they would immediately pursue.
Top 3 priorities. Public safety is the issue in our city, and while we have data that supports crime is down in our city, we still know that we have underreportings of incidents of violence, and we also have a significant issue with those who are unhoused, people using substances, as well as mental health crisis, and people experiencing that on our streets. In addition, focusing on economic growth. Albany has to move forward with bold vision, bold ideas. And so I'm focused on how do we grow our economy, send the message that Albany is open for business, attracting more jobs, more businesses, but also more housing.
First thing is we need affordable housing. That's 1. 2, we need to begin the process of figuring out a number of people who are on our streets, hiring our quality life officers to start doing intakes on the number of people on our streets to see how can we help them. We're just not going to assume they're homeless because we see them wander on our streets, but we want to do intakes with them. And the third thing is focusing on quality of life. We begin to focus on quality of life and growing our city, then people will begin to feel safe in our city.
The priorities, I think, are well understood by everybody. Number 1 is public safety, which has 2 parts. It has helping the people who are on our streets, who inhabit our streets and need our help, and building up the police force and getting beat officers back in the neighborhoods. The second is probably attracting investment into our city. We have got to attract outside investment. We can use the money from the governor, which is fabulous, and then ultimately create living wage jobs, create more jobs, and grow the population of our city. And then it's very important to me that we do more for our children, which at least for me starts with literacy, pre-K literacy, and then after-school engagement, running through job training and helping our young people prosper and see opportunities.
Crime prevention, public safety, it remains a major topic. Affordable housing remains a top priority. And the economic viability of the city of Albany, including our downtown community. And at the same time, I want to look at how we're serving our senior citizens. We don't have a senior services center in Albany. I'd like to change that. I want to make sure that they know that they're important to the growth of our city.
So there you have it. That was each of the candidates' top 3 priorities if elected. Coming up at 5, we're going to hear them explain about their experiences and resume and what makes them stand out from the rest of the crowd. Mark and Sabrina?
Okay, Steve, thank you very much. Polls are open from 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. tomorrow in Albany.
If you're in line before 9 o'clock, of course, you can still vote. You can find your primary day polling location by visiting the State Board of Elections website.
We have a link set up for you at WNYT.com. If you have any questions, you can call the Albany County Board of Elections.
News Channel 13 checked in with the Albany County Board of Elections, who says around 3,100 ballots were cast early in Democratic Party voting.
In the city of Albany, there are more than 37,000 Democratic voters registered. So that means less than 10% of registered voters so far have voted early.
Early voting started back on June 14th and wrapped up just yesterday.
The city of Albany is on the verge of its biggest political change in more than a decade.
Yep.
Voters are set to decide tomorrow who will likely become the next mayor of Albany.
Primary election day begins Tuesday. These right here on your screen, these are the Democratic candidates for Albany mayor that we have on the ballot for tomorrow. Starting off at the top left, that's Dorcey Applyrs, then Dan Cerutti to her right, Dr. Carolyn McLaughlin on the bottom right, and Ellis bottom left. Earlier we heard their top 3 priorities, what they would do if elected mayor. Now we're asking them about their experience experience and what's on their resumes that makes them stand out from the rest.
My name is Dr. Carolyn McLaughlin, and I'm currently an Albany County Legislator representing the 1st District in the city of Albany, city that I grew up in. I'm a daughter of Albany, and I like to call it fondly, refer to myself as a daughter of Albany, someone who has grown up in Albany and for the last 30 years contributed to a city that gave me so much.
I've been fighting for this city for 17 years since I've came back home. My perseverance of never giving up, of still having the vision of where we should go as a city, and a city where I know I can unite everyone. I've done it before, and I continue to do that. And that's why, when you're a young boy or girl growing up in this city, you know, you dream of your hometown being very productive and prosperous. You dream of coming back home and giving something back to your hometown, and that's what I represent. That young boy or that young girl out there who continues to show perseverance, who continues to make sure that they lead in a way where everyone can be a part of it, and also lead in a way where they're leading with their heart, just to give back to their community.
I'm the only candidate in this race that has the experience as being Chief City Auditor, but also being a legislator. The only candidate in this race that is raising 2 kids and 2 little girls in this city. The only candidate in this race who has a comprehensive plan to address some of our most pressing challenges, like public safety and revitalizing our city and our downtown. My vision for our city has been inspired by the conversations of our residents. That vision to have a city that has safe streets, thriving neighborhoods, robust economic opportunity, regardless of whether you live in the 1st or the 15th Ward, but also a city that invests in our most vulnerable, our youth and our seniors, and a city that is fun and vibrant.
I'm the candidate that's different from the other 3. I'm not a career politician. I have dramatically more experience leading organizations, running budgets of $200 million, managing thousands of people, bringing people together, which is, I think, the thing I've done the most. I brought competitors together, partners together, universities together. I brought people together to align on a bigger mission. And I've done that repeatedly. And I have that sort of experience. And in this job, at this point in time, the chief executive of our city is the leader of our city, and it's an important job. It's a hard job. And bringing other municipalities together, bringing other law enforcement groups together, working with the legislature, continuing to work with the governor and her team to get the investment in Albany. That's a lot of work, and I've done these things on scale for 35 years.
So those were each of the mayoral candidates giving their qualifications, why they should be the next mayor for Albany. Coming up later tonight, we're going to hear from them and have them explain one of the biggest reasons why voters should choose them over the rest. Why choose them over the rest? Find out that tonight. Stay tuned.